Hey everybody, welcome back in for another video. So this is wild. I've had a late start today and I was doing some emails and doing some stuff, and then in my folder in my emails it's like League of Votann balance update, and then there's a little picture of James Workshop holding the codex, and it's like, due to balance issues we're addressing the Leagues of Votann. And last night, like, this video is going to be released half an hour or whatever after the video I just made about is Games Workshop toxic right now, and that was dealing more with like what people are posting in the general environment that we're in at the moment. But this coming out is just like the timing is wild to me. Like, Leagues of Votann balance update, a word from James Workshop. So we're gonna watch this video. We're going to talk about this because this directly addresses what that last video was about. I didn't know this was going to be released today. This is crazy timing. So let's watch this video and then I'm going to talk through kind of everything. Okay.
Yes? I wrote it all myself. My favorite army? Well, absolutely. They're calling it the most powerful codex ever, which sounds like a good thing. No, I've never read another codex. Ha ha! Yes, just call me James Work Squat. Oh, I don't know what everyone's complaining about. Of course they're good. They needed a leg up. They haven't won a tournament in 30 years. Right, okay. How about this? When you order the army, we'll just cut out the middleman and send you a first-place tournament trophy. Listen, I can't talk now. I have to go give Codex Zotes an army-wide 2+ invulnerable save. No, I don't know what it means either. Okay, fine. I'll leave it with you then.
This is fun.
Toodaloo. Goodbye. I love you.
So, the Leagues of Votann, they came out a little strong. We've heard your concern over the past few weeks, and yes, there are a few units and rules that are a little better than they should be.
We know that game balance is important to you, and it's important to us too.
We're sorry, we didn't get it right this time.
Because of this, we'll be making some updates to the rules and bringing a few points in line.
We're making the change now, before most of the Leagues of Votann miniatures are released, so you can plan your army with confidence.
You can download the rules update from warhammercommunity.com now.
Have fun, and be nice to each other out there, and remember,
The ancestors are watching.
I try very hard, and sometimes I get it wrong. Not very often. In fact, this is the first time ever. But I try. I'm only supposed to be alive at Christmas anyway. Well, I don't feel bad anymore.
Okay, that was like when you see an oil company that had an oil spill and it's the exec apologizing, or like a sports player who's been caught doing blank and then they're like at the press conference apologizing. That was wild. So I can't with that. That's ridiculous. So this is exactly what I was talking about in that last video, where like when the Eldar Codex came out, I made a video about like what is going on when a new codex comes out. Like, sometimes they miss something, right? Like it's a oh, if you take this group as an ally and it works with this HQ's bonus or aura, it's like unstoppable, and they're like, oh, we missed that, right? Honest mistakes get made within the rules, right? People want to cheat things out and have the most powerful armies and the most ridiculous things, right? So it's gonna happen. That's fine, right? They address that, usually being like, okay, no, like it's this, and then they'll deal with that. So this is wild. Like, I heard that they were banning leagues in competitive play in places that, like, again, these are early looks and stuff, that they were unbeatable. But having it be this is so intense. Like, it just shows you again that the mentality of Games Workshop right now, unfortunately, is just that new army that comes out is so powerful. Like, and I think a good example of that, I believe, was Iron Hands at the start of, I want to say, 9th edition. Was it? It was either 8th or 9th. I forget. I think it might have even been 8th when they got their new book. But they were the #1 chapter by leaps and bounds. And for, like, people were complaining about it. And for about 6 months, nothing was done. And all the tournaments, it was Iron Hands 1. It was the same armies that were coming up. And then they changed it and retconned it. With the Eldar, again, so powerful, retconned it immediately. This is even faster than that. Like this, I think the box just came, like you just were pre-ordering the box, right? Like I understand where they're going through this. And like, again, I don't necessarily want to read through the whole article to you because that's just me reading this at you. But like saying it's a complex game with a lot of factors. Yes, it is. Yes, it is like, you know, all the things I just zoomed in there. Like it's sometimes hard to get things right. And I think, again, when they're saying they focused on testing the armies against Eldari and Tyranids, like, but those are the new books. So what about the super old? Like, it's just nonsensical. This is just Games Workshop making the newest army the most powerful. But I think people are sick of it. I think that's kind of the mentality that last video was talking about. And like after this, I just couldn't believe I had that email. And then I read through this article and I was like, this is wild. Like we'll fix it. Like that apology where it's just like people are so fed up with this, I think, where it's like, just bring out the new army and have them fit in with the universe, right? Like the game is supposed to be balanced, so to speak, where it's like, it's fun for whoever. Sometimes some armies are better than others, or lists and whatnot, and that it's going to happen. But like doing this is just, we wouldn't want to, like, I don't, I'm honestly speechless because it's just so sudden and so drastic. And that apology thing, I think, is a real, like, people like that are being toxic towards Games Workshop. Like, people are getting really sick of this, and it's unfortunate because I still like to focus in. Like, I'm not playing competitive play, right? And I'm not really playing that much at all. I'm reading the books, I'm painting the models, I'm building the models. I'm in that phase of the hobby right now. I go through various ups and downs of different things. But having it be that these tokens that they're doing an update, and some people, you don't even have your codex yet, and the codex that you haven't received in the mail is already invalid. Like, what is going on? Like, and I don't like that they're being like the play testers missed it. No, it was that they're like, wow, this army crushes everything, perfect, roll it out, right? And it's just the backlash from the community is just so drastic this time that it really shows where we're at and what that last video was all about. I honestly kind of was like, should I post that video? Like, because I didn't want to be negative, but it's just like, this is a toxic negative environment that they're creating, right? Like, having armies come out and be completely unstoppable is just not great. It's not what I want from the game. I like those games that are super close. It comes down to a final combat, or even times where maybe you get rolled. But the game was still fun because there was chances and stuff. Like, for instance, there was a game two friends of mine played where it was Khorne versus Grey Knights, and the guy playing Grey Knights lost, but in the end it was the new special character. I forget the model. He's got the crazy sword. It's not Drogo, but the updated one that just came out. He was surrounded by Khorne demons, fighting through them, and was actually starting to kind of kill them, and then ended up dying. But like that, I'll always remember that, right? Because even though he lost, the game overall was fun for both of them, and then it had this crazy epic finish, right? Where you're having games that are just first turn blowout, right? Like, okay, well, I've lost, we can start again kind of thing. Those are the worst games, right? So if you've watched that last video, let me know what you think, and let me know what you think of this. I didn't realize it was this bad. Like, some of those videos I discussed in my last clip are about League's content that people were putting up being like, this is ridiculous. And again, I haven't seen them play. I haven't read through the codex, so I didn't know for sure. But when they're doing an apology video to the community being like, we've made a mistake, like, something's got to change. Like, I want 40K to be the most fun and the most like entertaining to play, and have the, like, I think it still has some of the greatest models, but it's just trying to get people into the hobby when it's like, if they look up Warhammer Common, there's an apology about they messed up this army and it's the most powerful thing ever. And people are like, well, I'll just get this army, right? Oh, this army's unbeatable, I'll just get them. It just creates a bad precedent, I think. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you thought of that video, what you think of the environment we're in, what you want the future of 40K to be, right? Like, I generally like the look of these models. I think they're different enough, right? They're kind of a cool new Imperium-esque, but not Imperium army. And I'm hopeful still that a couple new things come out or they redress some of the old models. Like there's a lot of stuff that they can do still. But I think that Games Workshop needs to get away from the newest army is the best army for 6-8 months mentality, because they want people to buy that new army, use them at tournaments, and then get rid of them. Basically, is what that is, right? Like you're not busting out your classic old army from 10 years ago. Like some people play like that, but usually you're not going to do well in the tournament, right? It's playing to what's the best units, and the best units are the newest army and the newest thing that came out. But the Eldar Codex, you saw it getting really bad, and this is even worse, where people don't even have them yet. Like the Eldar one, people had them for a little while, and then it got retconned immediately. This is, you don't even have your book and it's invalid. Like, what is going on, right? Oh, I don't know. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We're going to be putting out more Warhammer content, and it won't be stuff like this. Like, it's jarring to me when I'm talking about, I'm going to make another video being like, I love Warhammer and positivity and stuff soon, just to kind of gear things back towards the direction I want to go with the channel. But it's just, this is relevant. This is what's going on right now in Warhammer, and it's kind of jarring, to be honest. So we'll see what happens over Christmas. I think this is a crazy time for this to happen, and like leading into Christmas, people being like, I wanted Warhammer stuff. Maybe they'll be like, I'm going to try something else instead, because they're just, 2 armies in a row, 2 immediate balances in a row. It's not great. I'll see everyone in the next video. Again, leave those comments. I really want to get some discussion going on this. Thank you for watching.